Hi, Katie Andelman here. Please bear with me in my voice. I am getting over a little cold, but I want to congratulate Hannah S. Photography on winning the free spot in my editing webinar. And as a thank you to all of you for being so incredibly kind to me, here's a sneak peek of one of my most frequently asked questions. And one of the subjects that I'm going to be going over in my live editing webinar on October 10th. And that subject is skies. So your eyes can record an entire range of contrast from black to white, but unfortunately your camera can't. So if you look into the shadows and then into the bright areas of a scene, your irises will actually quickly adjust to allow you to see the detail in both. But since our cameras aren't quite there yet, even if your exposure is right on, you'll have to choose between metering for your subject and metering for the sky. So there are multiple ways to add skies in Photoshop, and one is to expose for your subject, and one is to expose for the sky, and then composite the two images together. However, I'm actually going to show you how I quickly create a whimsical gradient sky with any color that you can imagine, or actually colors from the actual image. So here in my color picker, I selected the colors that were already here, the pink and the blue. It was a really kind of pretty blue-pink sunset here when I shot this image. I shot it a little bit later in the day, so my ISO was a little higher, but I wanted to get some of these lights coming through in the background. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to select your marquee tool right over here in your tool panel, and you're going to select the sky and a little bit up past the sky. After that, you're going to go up here to layer, and then new fill layer and gradient. And again, that's layer, new fill layer, and gradient. And then right here under mode, you're going to change it from normal to multiply. And again, you're going to change the mode from normal to multiply. And then hit OK. So here you're going to have a gradient box pop up. If you hit the gradient, you're going to have a whole bunch of options in here. The first one is going to be the options that you have in your color picker that you have right here. You can also choose to modify them if you want. I'm going to keep them the way that they are. Also, Photoshop has a few options for you guys, and if you hit the cogwheel, one of the ones that I really like is pastels, so you can hit pastels and then hit append, and it will add them on to the bottom here. And you can play with these gradients, you can look at them, see which one you like, you can create your own, or you can modify ones that are already in here. I'm going to choose the one that I chose because I want to keep it as close to the actual sunset as my eye saw it. So I'm going to keep this pretty pink, blue kind of sunset here. So I'm going to hit OK. Here in your gradient fill, you have the option to reverse it if you want to. Just hit a box right there. But I'm going to leave it as it is and then hit OK. I'm going to go over to my layer mask right here, and I know that I have my layer mask selected because I have the brackets around it. And then with my soft paintbrush with 0% hardness and with black, which is the opposite of white, I'm going to lift off the layer mask. So you can increase your opacity here. I wouldn't go over 50% because you don't really want to go to 100%. I would recommend going slower. That gives you a little bit more control, and it will keep you from making errors, or at least slow you down. Alright, and then I'm going to lift it off her face here. And I'm going to reduce my opacity more as I go onto the hood because I want to kind of have this be a little bit more of a gradient. And I don't want to go past the hood or past hair or whatever you have here be in front of the sky because that's going to create a little bit more of a halo, and you don't really want to have a halo glow. You want it to blend really well. So I would normally go in here and I would work a little bit longer getting the little hairs, and if you want to, you can even make a selection here. I don't make selections, but you certainly can, and a lot of people do. I like to kind of do it by hand. It makes me feel like I'm painting. So I'm going to zoom out. I want to see how my image looks. I think it's a little bit bright on the sky, so I'm going to lower the opacity here. I think that looks nice right there. So I'm going to flatten my image, and that's Apple or Command F. And there we go. So a nice quick way to add a gradient sky, and I hope you will join me for my editing webinar October 10th, Mountain Standard Time. I hope you all have a wonderful night.